let's make some enoki mushrooms. Before I start making the sauce, I'm gonna wash our enoki mushrooms and then I'm gonna cut the bottoms of this off because apparently they're poison, I guess, I don't know. So let me do that real quick and then we can jump into making the sauce. All right, jumping into the sauce recipe, I'm gonna take this red pepper paste. This is gochujang and this is the brand that I use. You can get this one or honestly any brand. I feel like they are the same in my opinion. And I'm just gonna take a good little scoop of this. I'm gonna take some water and just pour a little bit of that in there. So let me get this all mixed together and then we'll continue on from there. Okay, I got that paste pretty much all broken down. Now I'm gonna add more water at the end. I'm just gonna start by getting my thickness right. So I'm gonna start with some dumpling sauce. This stuff makes everything taste so good. And if you're looking for exact measurements here, baby, I don't even know what to tell you. I just do like maybe a teaspoon to a half a tablespoon of everything and kind of play around with it until I like the way it tastes. So that's just what we're gonna do. And that last thing I just added was some Japanese barbecue sauce. Now for the sesame oil, this is probably one that you don't wanna overdo it because this is very, very strong. So I do maybe like a little teaspoon of that. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of bodak sauce for some spice. And you already know chili oil makes everything taste good. So just a cute little spoonful of that. For my sweeteners, I'm just gonna do a little bit of sugar. This is gonna help with the spice as well as a little bit of honey. And then for my seasoning, I like to add chicken bouillon on because I am a Latina and this just makes all the difference, okay? Alrighty, at this point, you should have a pretty good and thick base once we get everything mixed together to where it kind of like sticks to the spoon like that. After I get this mixed in together though, we're gonna thin this down with a little bit of water just because when you cook this sauce, it's gonna thicken up by itself. So you want it to be a little bit more thin. Alright, I just finished adding water and as you can tell now it's just a little bit more runnier and that's gonna be the consistency that you wanna go for. Coming back to our enoki mushrooms, again, I've washed these and cut the bottom of them off. Now I'm just gonna create little slices of these and you're just gonna wanna do that to both of these. Ooh, look at all those enoki mushrooms, baby. All right, but our mushrooms are prepped and our sauce is ready. So let's go to the stove and let's cook these bad boys. Okay, now that we made it to the stove, the rest of this recipe is pretty easy. All you're gonna wanna do is just cook your enoki mushrooms on both sides till they are soft and slightly browned. So let me kind of brown these real quick and then I'll show you guys what they should be looking like so then we can go on to adding the sauce. Alrighty, these are what my enoki mushrooms are looking like. They're just slightly brown on the right side. So now we're gonna give this bad boy some flavor and color and add our delicious sauce. I'm gonna do about 3/4 of this, but save a little bit for the end. Just a little bit. And all you wanna do is just get all your enoki mushrooms fully covered in this sauce and just let this sauce thicken up just a tad. Let me kind of get this all put together and I'm gonna show you guys what it's looking like. Alrighty guys, and there we have it. Some delicious, juicy couture enoki mushrooms. I haven't had this in so long, so I'm gonna tear this up. You're gonna wanna go to part 2.